Hi, I'm Adam from forgottenclank.studios, and in this video we're going to look at some basic guidelines on how to design a nice sounding distortion algorithm in the Forgotten Waveshaper 2. So when designing a distortion algorithm, it's useful keeping in mind where the distortion came from originally, so that's the analog domain. And they have stuff like transistors and valves being driven too hard, and there are two main types of distortions. There is crossover distortion, which is distortion happening around zero, and there's clipping, which is distortion just effectively cutting off the top of the waveform. When designing a distortion algorithm, I recommend starting simple. Don't add points just yet, except if you're just using something like clipping, but rather just use the curve that's already provided. You can get a really nice sound out of that already. Always loudest match. I really like that sound. And let's take a minute to talk about the wet gain now. This is really useful to match the input signal's volume to the output signal's volume. And because distortion most of the time just increases the volume, you can turn it down so you can judge more objectively if the distorted sound actually sounds better or just louder, because humans perceive louder sounds as being better. So always loudest match with the wet gain, because most plugins only give you the option to control the global output gain. And that's fine if you're using the fully wet signal, but if you're transitioning from dry to wet, you get the dry signal that's much quieter than it originally was. So you have this kind of weird volume difference. So I recommend using the wet gain, so you can have the same consistent volume throughout. Okay. If you're using just one curve, it's also useful to check out the different curve types, as they all have a different flavor. The last two are a bit more extreme. I think I like the asymmetric polynomial the best. Okay, so let's talk about another parameter that's common on a lot of distortion plugins, and it's called the drive parameter. We can do something similar on this device, and that's mapping the input gain and output gain to a knob on a combinator. If we map it so that the input gain increases while the output gain decreases, we can have a consistent volume while driving the wave shape harder. And actually, at the moment, you can hear kind of the guitar creeping through again. And that's because I've driven the signal above 0 dBFS, and the wave shape only goes up to 0 dBFS. So the signal above 0 dBFS is being left unaffected. To fix that, we can just enable full clipping, and now you have a nice distorted sound. Okay, when you're done designing your distortion algorithm, I recommend optimizing it to use less CPU power. If you're using just one curve, this is really easy. Just go into this menu and click Optimize for Single Curve. Most of the time this cuts the CPU power used in half or even more. If instead you're using points and no curves at all, you can use the more extreme optimization, Optimize for Straight Lines, which is slightly more efficient. Okay, that's basically it for designing the distortion algorithm. I'd just like to say a word about automation, because you can automate a lot of these parameters. You can automate the curve morpher, and actually you can automate all of these parameters down here. But there are parameters that are kind of hidden from you, which are the cutoffs of the frequency bands. And to automate them, you just go to create new track. Yeah, okay, I have to delete it first. Create new track for the device, and then click on this button, and you can see all the parameters available for automation listed here. You can also just put it in a combinator and use the programmer here to map something like the cutoff frequency of frequency band 1 to rotary knob. So that will be crossovers cut off. Knob 3. So if you are a fan of automation, that's also possible. Okay, that's it for this video. If you'd like to know more about how this device works, you can check out the manual or the other videos. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.